So we're back once again, episode 6, Chattin Pony with Paddy The Baddy. Haven't had a chance to do one over the past 2 weeks. Got some done before I went to Thailand and they've come out the first few episodes, but sorry about not getting one out 2 years sooner. But as you know, a lot of stuff happened in Thailand. I'm back, I'm training for me fight, so I haven't had as much time.
He's been slacking.
Yeah.
Slacking.
Been slacking on the podcast front, but training hard. Yeah. So, my guest today is me lifelong friend.
Lifelong, no.
I've known him since probably I was like 4 days old or something. Chris Walsh. Most people know him now because he is another BJJ black belt under Paul Rimmer. He competes on the biggest shows about, Grapple Fest, Polaris, know what I mean? He likes getting about, don't you, on the jiu-jitsu scene?
I love it.
He
but
loves
more
it.
Importantly, I'm one of Paddy's best friends. I know everything about him. I know all his shit things, his good things, his everything about him.
Like where we live, I live on the corner of this road here, and then Chris lives like 6 doors up that way.
Yeah, 5 or 6 doors
I can
up.
see his house from my kitchen window. Know what I mean? That's how far we go back.
Even like to the point where
your kid was best mates with our kid.
His brother was mates with my brother, and then we just go back further and further through. It's forever. It's forever. We've never not been mates.
As far as I can remember, lad, we have been mates.
Even to the point though where like now with like the jiu-jitsu, like I'm a black belt in jiu-jitsu, but the reason why I'm a black belt in jiu-jitsu is probably because you started me on the way.
No, what I'll never forget. Like I'd been going to the gym for about 2 or 3 months.
Yeah, I know. I remember this
in
clearly.
your garden.
Yeah,
and then I went up to yours, and you was like, "Come here, let's just see them." But you were always bigger than me, weren't you?
Yeah.
You were little 2 years older.
Like, by the way, up until about 15, 16, maybe more or less.
17, lad.
He was tiny, like a midget. That small.
Proper small, proper skinny. Know what I mean? Didn't fill out till I was about 22. But we got in your garden, didn't we, and put one of them sheets out?
Yeah,
I think it was me, you and Dale.
Yeah, it's
put one of them sheets out.
How many years ago? 10?
9, 10.
10,
yeah.
It's got to be 10, hasn't it?
And we started having a little roll, messing around. And like, where you were bigger than me and you'd always used to beat me up, you'd be like, "What? I can't get you here. I can't get you here." And then like I'd end up on his back or something, he'd be like, "What? Yeah." And then like he just went, "I'm going to have to start coming to the gym." And you and Dale started coming, didn't you?
A few of us started at one time. I remember first coming, thinking to myself, I'm going to be fucking sick at this. Stepped on the mat, and lad, it was Matty Ross. I was with Matty Ross, and I think we were wrestling, and I was like, wow, I am so shit at this. It's just like, get your ego in check. You come into that, and you think, I've seen this on telly. I can do this, I can do this. And then you're like, Paul will show you something. Say, for example, Paul showed us something, and you're like, what the fuck is that? Even to this day now, like coaching, when I'm coaching people, you'll say to someone, you go to bits when your coach comes over.
Yeah.
Back in the day, I'd go to bits because you go, put your right hand in, you go, your left hand go on, you're like, your head would fall off.
I do that now with the kids. I go on, put your right foot there, and they put the left foot, and I'm like, nah, that's your left, innit? I'm like, oh, and that's just where the nervous, you know what I mean?
Lad, I say it all the time, we're not going to bite at the end of the day. We was in
that position when we first started.
But that's the crazy part, lad, when I think about it now, like, we're black belts in jiu-jitsu. Lad, 10 years ago, if you said to me I was going to be a black belt in jiu-jitsu, I would have laughed
at you.
Would have laughed, lad.
No, it was funny as well, when you first started coming, you didn't even do jiu-jitsu.
Nah, hated it. Hated it.
Jits.
It was the worst thing. Like, I remember Vincey saying to me, just go on your back and let's do this, do that. And I was like, lad, I can't stand this shit. It was like, lad, I remember probably like 3 months into rolling, where doing jiu-jitsu and rolling, I rolled with Liam Humes, and lad, I remember he was on top of me, side control, and I tapped to pressure, and I was actually thinking, I'm never doing this again. It's over. It's over. I hated it. It was shit.
I'll never forget when you used to roll. You never, like now, you sit down.
On the arse, and you
just, back then, lad, you'd wrestle.
Yeah.
You'd push people down, you'd wrestle.
That's what I'd want, though. I'd prefer, back then, I'd be like, not even that, lad. I just didn't want no one on top of me, because I thought to myself, as soon as these get past me guard, even then, lad, my guard was shit. I used to think to myself, I need to be on top, otherwise I'm just going to get killed, lad. And a few times where I've got to the stage where I'm like, I'm not even doing this no more, fuck it. But I think everyone goes through that, don't they?
Yeah, everyone goes through that. I had that when I was a few pro fights in. Just thought, wow, this doesn't pay enough. This is this is that, and I was half looking legging it.
That's me. Like last weekend when I competed I made 79k and I thought, I'm never doing that again because I'm not making money off this.
Yeah.
Like I'm just gonna do it. Obviously it's fucking
No,
different
with them,
for you.
yeah, with MMA and grappling it's different. That's why that time when I done Polaris and we
And
all
were
got
like,
the
yeah.
weights mixed up and I thought it was 80k and they said it was 77.
Yeah.
I'd had brekkie and everything, but what did the weigh in? It was like 78 point something.
Yeah,
And
and
they
he
went,
was like
oh, just
70.
go and get in the sauna and do a key. I was like, what?
He was fuming.
Yeah, I was like, what?
Do you know what,
I
though?
won't
It's
go and get in the
different,
sauna and do a key. It's grappling. No, that key isn't going to make a difference.
Exactly, like to the point where I've done it before where
Getting punched in the face, lad, yeah, a kilo. I would have went and got in the sauna, but you're not
yeah,
punching each other in the
and
face.
you're not getting money for it.
Yeah, you're not getting paid
if
for
you're
it.
getting paid well for it. But even so, lad, with the case of MMA these days, it's fucking scary how much they're paying. Like 10-year season pros, lad. Like
I know.
getting 9 ton.
It's ridiculous,
It's
lad.
ridiculous. Bad.
I'm sure I seen something the other week, know the amount of profit the UFC make.
Yeah, and the amount of money that
Do you
they
know
pay.
how much, the amount of profit, do you know how much percentage of it goes to the fighters? Like 16%.
Yeah, it's, of course, but lad, you look
That's
at the,
just ridiculous,
you look
lad.
at the pay at the the prelim scale and that, and you think to yourself, these people could just be earning just as much doing a fucking job
day
like
job,
I did.
yeah,
Yeah,
know what I
it's
mean?
the same sort of thing, but lad, people are putting it, and then they're saying they're getting paid well, and you're like, yeah, they might be getting a big lump sum at one stage,
But if you're doing a 4-month camp, that 4 months of earning
nothing as well.
sum each
Yeah,
month,
yeah.
you'd still earn just
But
the same
even
amount.
so, with that, lad, like to think, yeah, they might be getting a lump sum, but lad, you could fucking die in there.
Yeah.
Like that could be your fucking last fucking thing
You're
you've
not
ever,
wrong
ever
there,
done.
like.
It's true, innit? But
That's something that I just like. I never try and think of, and I never, because obviously the refs are there to protect you,
Yeah.
all the stuff's there to protect you. But
I think
as you say, anything can happen on
that's
any
like
given
one
day.
of them things though where you think that'll never happen to me, but that like the people, I know it sounds terrible to say, the people that it's happened to,
Always said that'll
they've
never happen to
probably
me.
thought that
Yeah.
as well, lad, but you just never know. You just don't know what's going to happen on the day. You just don't know, do you?
No, you don't, lad. When you get in that cage, anything can happen, just like a boxing ring, innit?
Exactly the same, lad. You've seen how many deaths there's been in boxing in the
I know.
last year. It's one of them, isn't it? But then the pay is ridiculous.
But then you look at footy, and that pay is just takes the absolute piss.
But that's just going to get worse as well,
I know.
lad. They're
And
just
isn't
going to get more.
I don't know about the American sports, because American footballers get paid even more,
Like
don't
LeBron James is on like 700 grand a week off the Lakers, and
they? And then he gets though off Nike.
gets
And then
Nike. His Nike contract's worth £1 billion.
What?
And then, lads, you got to think though, he won't just have Nike. He'll have all his other little things.
Yeah, all his other endorsements.
They've just got
and that.
endless money,
Yeah.
don't know. Like, but I can't even see MMA ever getting to that stage though, just because.
It's monopolised.
Yeah, bad, but like the promotions, like it's all for them.
Yeah.
It's all for them. Like I'm like out of it. I could probably say more than you because you're under contract with someone, but I can say more because at the end of the day, I'm not a fucking MMA fighter. I can say whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah.
Really, can't I? If I wanted to. But that's how I feel. I think in my head, maybe the pay is poor. Obviously, not everyone's pay is poor, but for the lower fighters who are still putting themselves through the exact same thing,
stuff.
just because maybe their personality doesn't match up to this person's, they're on less dough, but they're still going through that fucking same shite. Everyone just looks at Instagram and sees them and goes, oh, he's an MMA fighter, he's got money.
Loads of dough. Yeah.
Does he fuck? He just lives a normal life. He's living a normal life. That's why people say to me all the time, and lad, you give me shit about it, why have you never fought MMA? Because since I was 16, I've had an apprenticeship. I've always earned money. So I think to myself, why don't I want to get my head stoved in every fucking other month?
Yeah, I've been on your case in the past, like, to do
Yeah,
MMA,
and
but
lad, to be fair, I know I can't, lad. I watch some of these amateur fighters now and they're dog shit. They're dog
yeah,
shit.
they are.
They can't strike. The ground game's fucking terrible. But they still do it, and I think to myself, I'd kill every single one of them. But then I think to myself, why am I going to put myself through fucking
Crazy training camp.
6-8 weeks of hell for one lad? I cannot make 70k, and imagine me at 77k, lad, I'd be like a fucking midget. Do you know what I mean?
I reckon you could probably have a go at
Lad, I'd look like
no?
that Derry on Win, have you seen him?
Yeah, the one who fought
middleweight
Darren
who's
Stewart.
about 5 foot. I'd look like him, lad. Like, I couldn't make 70 kilo. I'd look like a smackhead. But I'm like one of them, lad. I'm probably like a tweener, lad. Like, I couldn't make I probably could make 70,
but you'd nearly
but
die.
I'd look like a punter.
Yeah.
But 70, lad, look at the size of some of the 77 kilo.
I know.
Even
Just
like,
got to look at Ben now, though. Ben's fighting at 77.
but lad, he's
gonna
about
grow into
fucking
that.
twice the size of me.
He's a little bit taller than you.
No,
He's not that
but
much
lad,
bigger.
like,
I can just see where you're coming from with that, obviously, because, lad, imagine you hurt yourself in the cage and you can't work for 4 weeks.
yeah,
You can't provide
that's the
for your
worst,
kid,
especially when you don't get paid.
Yeah.
But then, I do like have little fucking, when I go to shows, I'll watch something and I'll be like, I would have a go, but then I think to myself, like, I was hitting pads the other day and I was like, my timing was completely off, my footwork was shit, but I was like, I enjoyed that. But then I think to myself,
Would you, if you was going to fight, you'd have to take it on like a week's notice where it just got through on you, and you'd be like, yeah, go ahead, I'll do that.
but then I think to myself, like,
You'd overthink it all and be like, oh, this, that, if it was 8 weeks
it's
away.
the weight, lad, I just can't.
I know,
like,
lad. You meet your mate, lad. Know what I mean?
Yeah, but-
I hate weight cutting, lad. Weight cutting. If we could eradicate weight cutting, lad, I would. Know what I mean?
but
I
it's
wish.
your job.
I know. That's what we get paid for, to make weight. I wish I could just eat cheesecake every day and fucking Ming's wings.
Nah, but
Know
what
I
I'm
mean?
saying is, like, you're coming away with a good wage. I'll be making fucking 70k earning 150 quid off a 5 at tickets commission, you know what I mean, lad? For nothing, for what? To put a picture on Instagram to say I'm an MMA fighter now, lad, you know what I mean? Just not arsed, that sort of thing. But maybe, you never know, When I'm after when I'm 30, see then, when I'm having like a midlife crisis and I think I just want to get fucked for a living.
I will be disappointed in you if we come away from our careers, lad, and you haven't fought MMA at least once,
But
you know.
then, lad, I look at it this way as well. Sub-only jiu-jitsu's taken off.
Yeah, it is.
In a big way.
Thanks to Gordon Ryan, lad. It's fucking...
Yeah, like, if you look at it, like, even... Lad, I still remember going to a tournament with you. Remember when that kid was all pumped up and he was like... What was that? It was the British Open. You won it.
Yeah.
And you must have been your first year. Lad, look how different jiu-jitsu... Even to our days when we started at the 051, look at jiu-jitsu.
Then and now. I know,
now. Yeah, obviously, like, leg locks and that has changed the game, and everyone thinks they're a leg locker, which I said it the other day in a class, the amount of people who thinks they're a leg locker now, and they're not fucking leg lockers. They just learn to heel hook, lad.
Yeah.
But that has changed the game. It has, if you think about
what was that? What's that dude who come to the gym the other day who I rolled with from Ferguson's gym?
it.
What's his name?
John Blank.
Yeah, he was a leg locker.
Well, he won. He
that's what I mean.
won on Grapple Fest with a heel hook.
He was a leg locker.
He's one of
He
them. No,
fucking heel hooked me twice.
he actually smoked them. Bad. But you've got to remember though, lad, like, he's a full-time jiu-jitsu athlete who comes in, trains jiu-jitsu every day, teaches. Lad, you're an MMA fighter. Like, yeah, you have got sick jits, but they're on jits constantly. And lad, imagine you training, say for example, know the way I drill stuff and like I go through things. Imagine you did that in an MMA fight, lad. You get your head fucking punched in everywhere, like upside down, playing stuff like that. It's not gonna work. So their games are different. But I always think they're gonna smoke MMA.
An MMA fighter, yeah.
Of course, lad. But then it depends, doesn't it? It does just depend. It has took off though.
It has, like you said, sub-only, lad, has went through the roof. People like Craig Jones and Gordon Ryan and Lachlan Giles.
We've
and
got
that.
shows like, even on our own doorstep. Like,
Yeah,
for
like
example,
Grapple Fest, yeah.
Grapple Fest is on our doorstep. It's in Liverpool.
Infusion in the Isle Envy.
That's what I mean. Lad, but like, when you look at it though, it is in the Isle Envy, but the people that they're bringing over...
Oh, the people that they're bringing over is ridiculous, lad. Getting world champions and that to come over and competing. It's just mad for us because we're from Liverpool.
Yeah,
and we can remember people partying in a sweatbox called Envy, lad, and now it's...
Shithole.
Yeah, and now it's got jiu-jitsu world champions competing in there.
Yeah.
Just shows how good Grapple Fest is.
Yeah, and the sport has come a long way. Let's talk less about jiu-jitsu and more about how we got to know each other though.
Lad, no, what I always, whenever I think of the Walshes, lad, even though I weren't like old enough and big enough to see it, when your Andy fell off our roof,
Yeah. Lad, the spike nearly went right through his dick. He's got like a scar on like his fucking groin area there. And lad, maybe because he's got a little maggot dick, it missed. But I swear to God, lad, if it was me falling off the roof, I'd have a spike right through me dick. Because it's our kid, he's got a little tiny dick. It went through his fucking groin.
We're getting done in ours years ago, like there is 24/7 in my house.
By the way, Jackie Pimlet has had that house renovated about 7,000 times.
Yeah, it's getting done up now.
It's always getting done.
The back room's getting done now. Her head's fully gone. She can't help it. She'd rather do the house up than go on holiday. She's mad. But when it was getting done years ago, Andy and Luke were on the roof, weren't they?
I remember because we used. Do you know where the garage door is?
Yeah, where
that never used to be. That used to be gates, didn't it?
With them thingy things
the
on the
spikes,
top. Yeah,
and our kid fell off and went right through. It went through his groin, didn't it?
Yeah, it went all the way through.
When I think about it, when he fell off your roof, how the fuck?
As he landed all the way over there.
And how wasn't he not like half dead? Because lad, your house is big.
Yeah, it's tall. Like,
it's tall, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Lad, you know what I still remember though the most, like clearly, like in the summer when we used to have the lines on the street. So like our road has got like, it's not even like...
Yeah, it's not like the way you've got the lines in the middle of the road.
It's like black markings, innit?
Yeah, it's like them. Say like the white lines are like that. It's like them across the table.
It's like black... It's like Knowsley Council are cheapskates. So you like split the road into fucking all different sections. And it's like black lines. And we used to have like... It was Wimbledon, wasn't it?
Tennis tournaments.
Tennis tournaments to the point where it was like... We weren't just like playing tennis and like going, oh, you fucking 40 love or whatever. It was on.
Yeah,
it was on.
Remember that one? Remember it? And like, we'd have to judge how high the net was, wouldn't we? It'd be like,
it's out, that's it.
Be like, boom, and you'd say, that would have hit the net. No, it wouldn't. It would. What are you on about?
There used to be murder over these games, but it was like, it wasn't even like one game at a time. We'd have like...
To be, say like this is the road, games. Me and you be playing there, then like Craig and someone else would be playing there.
There used to be loads. Our street was boss.
Yeah.
That. I say this all the time, like where we live, it's not a bad. It's not a bad area.
It's not the nicest area, but it's not the worst area.
Yeah, but it's not the worst area. But growing up round there is like made up, lad. It's made us like who we are.
That's why we always that picture always thing. We're the last generation of kids to play on the street.
Lad, these kids nowadays, they're all sitting in their house.
Hooked on iPads, lad.
iPads, lad. Teddy, my son's one. He's got an iPad in his hand now, and he's pressing things. Lad, I wouldn't even know how to turn a PlayStation on when I was about 12.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like nowadays...
Mary Rose the same. Mary Rose sits there like that, looking at the telly. She's
that's
made
what
up,
I mean.
just
but lad,
the
these kids nowadays, they don't even step foot out the house, lad. We used to all be on our bikes or scooters, knocking on for each other. Nowadays, lad, these kids are just like... Lad, there's like 7-year-old kids, 8-year-old kids texting each other. Lad, imagine us.
I know.
Texting each other at 7. Where are you, lad?
I know, lad. The first phone I got, I was like 9 or 10, and it was one of them Nokias with Snake on.
That's what I mean. That's how long.
Yeah.
But like back...
Now your first phone's an iPhone, lad.
Even when I think about it, lad, like when we was in secondary school, yeah, we had like Sony Ericssons and all them.
Yeah.
But I didn't really think like... We didn't have like WhatsApp or...
Yeah.
You still rang people's houses, lad. I used to ring people's houses.
House phones. Lad, I done it. Did I tell you what I done the other week?
What?
Lad, you know what Wade's like? Wade, you little spaceman. Wade breaks or loses his phone at least 7 times a year.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's lost his phone again a while back.
Yeah.
I was ringing his house like every day.
Yeah.
I ended up saying to him when I seen him, lad, don't use answer your house phone, lad. And he's like, what? We haven't had an house phone for like 2 years, lad. I went, what?
Have you been belling it?
Lad, I've been belling some random... Someone obviously has got that number now,
yeah,
and I'm just ringing their house every day trying
lad,
to find
loads of people don't have house phones now.
I know.
We haven't got one in ours.
We have, but...
Yeah, but that's like me ma's got one.
Yeah,
it's like old.
My ma's got a landline.
But lad, in 10...
Yeah,
when the older generation die, no one's going to have them.
No.
Lad, the world's changed, like, to the point where you're like... You've got, like, fucking 10-year-old kids who are, like, thinking like 20-year-old people.
I know.
Like, they're so advanced nowadays.
We're the only generation to grow up now. The generation below us have grown up with social media.
Well,
we grew up without it.
Lad, like, even, like, for example, we had, like, MySpace and shit
Pixo
like that.
And that.
Pixo, lad, but that's not, like, Instagram or... Lad, even, like...
Like even Facebook didn't come about till I was year 7, something, year 8. You know what I mean?
I think, lad, but now everyone's on it. There's like fucking 5-year-old kids with Instagrams. Like, I've got like jiu-jitsu kids. Obviously, it's the mar and da on Instagram, but they've got Instagrams. They're like 5 years of age.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, there's all pictures of them winning tournaments and that. And yeah, it's good, it promotes them and all that.
But they need to be parentally run.
Yeah, but lad, because there's fucking that many nutters in the world. Nutters,
that
nonsense.
many fucking horrible people on them social media sites or a blag fucking... I know firsthand, lad, I have to deal with some of them. Know what I mean?
But you
random people out with fucking no posts and a fucking picture of a crop. Yeah. And then fucking start chatting shit.
Picture of a crop.
Yeah, know what I mean?
Do you know what though? I think
like
with you, no matter what you do, lad, you're always going to attract dickheads giving you shit.
Yeah, said this the other week. I could donate £4 million to charity, lad,
and you've
still
done
get
something
called
wrong.
a cunt.
Yeah, you're a cunt. But
what have you done to get that, you cunt?
But, lad, when you're in like a spotlight or like people, you're in a public eye, lad, you're going to get shit to the point where you can't blank it out. Lad, to be fair, I was terrible. People would comment on your pictures and I'd have fucking murder with them. And now as I got a bit older, I'm like, why am I arguing with some little muppet who I don't even know? Like, I've never met him in my life. And he probably shit himself if he fucking thing yelled anyway. They're not, like, they don't say it as like...
That's that one as well. What was it the other day? Too many people have got comfortable now talking shit on social media. Yeah, because they can't get punched in the face. Do you know what I mean? You need to realise that it's like, I hate people that's like, oh, they only said it on that. It's still real life. Yeah. You're still in the real world, you fucking idiot.
I think as well, like with you, like even from like when you started to, lad, I say it now, people don't understand how much you've done for MMA in this city, lad, because like if you think about it, before you started, yeah, for example, when you won the title, lad, that has never been nothing like that for Liverpool MMA before that. If you think about it, just think what, like the Echo Arena was what, 8,000?
Yeah,
that many tickets got sold for that. What was before that, lad? The Olympia, like 300 people. Do you know what I mean? If you think about it, and then, yeah, Tills took off in a big way. And yeah, he is the lead thing going now in Liverpool MMA. But lad, would the UFC have came to Liverpool before they'd seen
the Echo Arena
sell out, lad? Because I've never seen anything like that before. For any MMA show, there's been what? Even before, so how many years ago was that when you won the title? 4, 5?
Yeah, 4.
4 years ago. If you look back at that before that, what was there? There was nothing.
The first time they come, the second time they come the Echo. Well, no, they come the Echo a few years ago because I won there years ago.
So,
but it was nothing like that. The amount of people who I've spoke to since that and I've said, still say to this day, that's the best MMA show I've ever been to.
Lad, it was amazing. Like, it was amazing. The atmosphere was sick. Like, even... Do you know what it was when your tune dropped? Like, yeah, you had that tune before, but that was just something else. There was like a... It was like the city was all together for that show. And then... Lad, I've been to Cage Warriors shows before, and yeah, they're big, but they was never as big as that. That's got to be the biggest show.
I thought it was probably the biggest show they've ever had.
You've had your injuries, and then, lad, people just think... just throw him to the back. But then I think to myself, lad, even like I said this to our kid the other day, not just this is what I wanted to say to you as well, by the way. I was saving this for this podcast to say to him. Like, not even just like we all rode on your coattail, like, lad, yeah, I've put it this way, I was on Polaris, which is one of the biggest grappling things, and the commentator says he's one of Paddy The Baddy's training partners. That's me jumping on the back of his coattail, and he's giving me an opportunity, whereas like people just see him and just go, oh, he's injured now, it doesn't matter. That's why, like, it pisses me off to see people saying shit, but a lot of this Liverpool MMA thing is down to you. Not even just Liverpool MMA, lad, like other things, lad, you've give, like, lad, I've not fought MMA, you give me opportunities, lad, just by doing what you do. And then you've always got arse lickers as well. You've got arse lickers, but you've also got people who are just going to chat shit about you. And they're the worst, lad, because they chat shit about you, but they'll come up, if they see you on the show, they'd ask you for a picture.
I know what you mean.
Do you know what I mean? Like, they're the worst. They don't realise what you get. And lad, do you know what the even bigger thing is? People might say, oh, it's the Cage Warriors title. Lad, look who's held them titles.
I know.
Like Bisping, McGregor, all of them. Lad, you was 21 years of age. You were 21 years of age. You were 21, yeah?
Yeah.
You were 21 years of age, a world champion. Because you was. And, lad, it is a major organisation. How can anyone... Lad, you could go on to lose.
I would have had a second one at 23 if it weren't for me hand.
That's what I mean. That's what I'm saying now, though. You could go on to lose 50 fights, lad. I'm not saying you will. But you was always a 21-year-old world champion. And people need to realise that, like, you can chat as much shit as you want, saying, oh, this, that. He looked shit in his last fight. You're working a normal job. He's chasing his dream. Like, say all you want. You just keep going to your fucking 9 to 5 job. And I work a 9 to 5 job, so I can say whatever the fuck I want. But you keep doing your 9 to 5 shite, and he'll still chase his dream, and you just keep putting shit on Instagram. Yeah, sound. But it doesn't mean fuck all. He's earning double what you're earning. Sound. Sound.
Dickhead.
Rant over.
Yeah.
Drop the mic, I'm off. See you later.
You're not wrong, they are the worst dickheads. By far, they are.
But you're never going to get away from them just because that's what people love to do, lad. I love to chat shit, lad. I don't give a fuck, lad. I'll chat shit about anyone, lad. They punch me head and I don't give a fuck, lad. I just get back up and get on with me day. I don't care. I am who I am. I always have been. I say shit. Lad, me and you were the worst. Our coach says about me and him.
Yeah.
He actually said to me, you and him are the same person because you will say, something goes wrong and you go, burn the whole fucking house down. It's done. It's true, isn't it?
Something goes wrong, you're like, fuck it, fucking heavy,
it's done.
Write that off, it's finished, fuck off.
But that's just like, people have said it to me before, you and him are like similar. Because we grew up together.
Yeah, we
like,
grew up
we've
5
obviously
doors
got
down.
Similar tendencies because we grew up together and the shit. Me and him are from, as we were saying, that era where lad, these kids are all carrying knives and that our thing was just smashing things up. Like, I look back
Couldn't help ourselves, lad.
We were bad.
Yeah, we were bad. We were little bastards, lad, the pingers.
But I think to myself now, yeah, we were little twats, lad, and like, this is what I used to think my mentality was when we was like 15, 14, and we were smashing people's windows, thinking, this fella's going to get me and punch me head, and why does he want to punch me head? And now I think, lad, if I see a 14-year-old smash my window, he's getting his head punched in, lad. But it's true.
It is.
It's true. But when we were kids, we were like,
I know.
shit, we've got to go, we've got to go.
Dad, I used to count down the days to Mizzy night, lad.
But we were twats.
Yeah,
like,
we was little fuckers, like.
To the point where, like, yeah, we're not on the scale of what these kids are like now.
No,
There's like 13-year-old kids stabbing each other.
Yeah, we'd never go out and do that. Like, we done daft shit, lad. We, like...
Set fire to shit and...
Yeah, set fire to stuff in parks.
Yeah.
And fucking...
I'm not naming a park, but I remember years ago, we had like a fucking... It was like a wheel, and we set the wheel on fire. I don't know whether you remember this, actually. We set the wheel on fire and the whole fucking park went on fire. And I remember reading on, not the Echo, but it was like a local paper. I'm not even naming the names, lad, because we'll end up getting nicked for it like 10 years later. And lad, the park, there's a picture of the park completely burnt down. But, you know, probably cost tens of
The
thousands.
chippy was the worst.
Yeah,
They used to try and terrorise us, so
Yeah,
in
but
the
you
end
know
we
what-
had to give back. And
With
we,
the chippy, they made out like it was us.
Yeah, when it
Wasn't.
No, they was being all
Lad,
horrible
they
to
used
us.
to serve us up scrans. They used to serve us scrans. And we'd be sitting in the chip eating them, and they'd be laughing at us eating the scrans. They were like probably rubbing their ass all over the potatoes and everything. They were
So
horrible.
in the end, we just throw the food at them.
But it got heavy when fucking
Yeah,
that day.
Yeah, that day it got heavy. It's just, lad, back in the day, we used to just...
Yeah, but you know what though, lad? We weren't...
We weren't horrible kids, lad. We never done nothing to no one. It was just objects.
Yeah, we used to just smash things up for like sport. It was sport.
It was sport.
It was sport. We used to meet in Prechy. Like the Prescott is like, for all you Wolves, well, Prescott is a wool town.
Yeah.
But we used to meet in Prescott because I went to school at Prescott, so Paddy was younger than us. But I'd always bring him, because he was a little swat.
Yeah.
We used to meet at Prescott at 5 and there used to be about 40 of
50
us.
kids, yeah.
50 kids. And
I'll never forget it. I sent you a picture of the week, didn't I? Because where we used to go there by that church.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's all been renovated.
Yeah,
I was
it's
like, that,
completely different.
what's going on around here?
Prescott's completely different, but we used to meet up, didn't we? and we'd smash windows for sport. That's all we do, wasn't it? We didn't...
Who was it who threw well, so I'm not going to say no names, but someone threw a trolley in the road one time, didn't
You?
he? Was it me?
Lad, there's like a Tesco on a hill. And like the hill runs down and you got the trolley and this car's coming down the road. As the car's coming down the road, you've pushed the trolley out and the car's just went fuck off right into the trolley. But you know what though, when you look back at it, lad, I don't regret any of that.
No.
None of it?
None of it, lad. Because it was, like we say, it was never no, like, big, massive thing what we done where, like, the kids nowadays are just doing stupid stuff, lad, ruining the whole
lad,
lives.
that's why, like, kids nowadays, they're like living like they're like 20-year-old fellas. Like, they're like doing shit and you're like, lad, even the shit that they're doing is not right.
They're living life off like a film. They think they're in like a film. But then when they get nicked and they get it with a tranny
you're
stretch.
flap, lad.
Yeah, they're like, oh. But that's, if you want to live like that, lad, that's the way you've got to fucking, you've got to be prepared for it.
That's why I think, like I want my son to go straight into a sport when he's old enough, just because...
Gives you some discipline, lad.
Lad, there's like nowadays, lad, when I look at it, I was saying this the other day to one of the lads, I was like, there's kids from areas, and not even, like, even from by ours, lad, there's kids whose man and dad have got money, and they're doing well for themselves, and these kids are acting like they're fucking gangsters, like grafting and all, doing this and that, and you're like, lad, your ma's chilled out of
Why
are you doing this? Why aren't you in university?
It's just because they want their mates to think they're this and they think they're that. But
lad, you think
in 20 years, that doesn't matter what your mates think. It matters how well you're doing, lad, and if you can provide for your family.
The next day, the day after, lad, you could be a grafter or whatever. Who gives a fuck what you are, lad? Like, don't start just acting up because you think, oh, I want to look like this, I want to look like that. No one's asked. Only you're asked what people think of you. You think
that other people are asked, but no one's asked about no one apart from themselves, lad.
Exactly,
lad. Unless they actually care about you.
Yeah, it's right. That's why you need like a good set of mates around you, which we have, lad.
Yeah.
Like, for example, it's like 20 odd years deep. Like, it's not like I've been his mate for a year. And to be fair, there's been people around you, lad, who fucking...
Yeah, there has. I've mentioned this before. I've a few years ago, lad, when I did win the world title and when things did go a bit crazy, lad, I had a few leeches, lad.
Lad, I remember saying to you, lad, these kids aren't... And Ellis was the
Ellis
main
was.
one. These kids don't give a fuck about you, lad. None of them. Yeah. It's true, though, lad.
It is.
But you're all... And you know what? It's like when you're up. And then, lad, you're never going to stay on top. No matter who you are, you're always going to drop off some point. Look at every champion, everyone always falls off. Even like Tyson Fury fell off, not losing, but he fell off the wagon.
Yeah.
Once you fall off, everyone's just like,
yeah,
he's done him. See ya, let's go to the next one. Because they don't give a fuck. No one, unless you really care about someone or you've been mates with them forever, these people who hop on your dick, lad, they hop off as soon as fucking something goes wrong.
The stuff gets going, lad. As soon as the stuff that you need to fight through, as soon as the stuff you need to get through to get to the next level, they're like, oh, I can't be arsed with that. Yeah. Whereas like the likes of you, Ellis, Adam, lad, you know what I mean? Everyone just stay, the loyal ones stay loyal, lad, and it's just always the way.
I remember texting Ellis years ago saying, lad, who are these kids licking his ass? Like, because it was a distraction as well.
Yeah, it was.
But you know what though, to be fair, some of them are still good mates with you. But then there's others and you're like, where are they now?
I know.
Do you know what I mean? But
you're always, were acting like best mates at the time.
But you're always going to get that no matter what, lad. You're going to get
That's the reason I always say now, lad, I'm glad I never went to UFC a few years ago. Because imagine, lad, I won the belt, defended it, and then I went to UFC, and then...
You fell off then?
No, and then I didn't realise about all them.
Yeah.
Because it was a good thing for me, lad, for losing, and to realise how much of a cunt all them was, and then to get on with it. Know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, if I would have went to UFC, lad, like even the shit with me beard, lad, when fucking... I told me beard to fuck off, just because like I fucking, my head got a bit big.
But lad, at the end of the day though, like, it's probably... Because you're happening so young, it's probably a good thing. It is, it's a life lesson. You're like, maybe I should never do that, lad.
I know it's nowhere near the same stratosphere, and people probably laugh at me for saying it, but look at McGregor.
Yeah,
the way his head just fell off, lad. And
but it's the same thing, lad, at the end of the day.
But mine was that on a smaller scale, on like a...
But even when you was world champion, when you think about it, lad, think what it was like, lad, then when... Lad, you'd be walking down the street and people beeping the horn, you know what I mean? Like, you couldn't walk, we couldn't walk nowhere. If you was there, people would be shouting you all the time. But it might have been a small scale, but it still gets in your head thinking, fucking hell, I'm someone here.
Yeah.
And lad, no matter what, lad, changes, lad. I put up, did you see that Sergio Martinez quote I put up?
I might the one where after he lost.
He lost.
Yeah.
When he won his fight, he had
like 1,600 missed calls.
400 missed calls. And when he lost, he had 4 missed calls. 3 was off an unknown number and 1 was off his ma. It just shows, lad.
It does. You know, lad, you know who the proper ones are after a loss. Like, I'll never forget after back beat me, lad. I think it was Wade and Sam. 2 of my oldest mates as well. Wade and Sam both put their arm around me and was just like, lad, forget about it. They were like, just think of the good nights we've had, lad. We'll be due a bad one.
Yeah, of course, lad.
That's what, and lad, I just thought, know what, lad? You're fucking spot on.
It's right, like, no matter what, lad, you're always gonna... I just thinking, like, in a sport like MMA...
There's no one can go undefeated, lad.
You can't, like... Yeah, John Jones is fucking... What? He's lost
even
one.
Technically, he's not undefeated, is he? Because of the DQ. And I don't think Khabib's going to stay undefeated.
John Jones is special. Like, yeah, he's fucking done all this. He's a special talent. I don't reckon Khabib will go undefeated. I think Tony Ferguson will be a tough fight for...
I think Tony Ferguson beats him, lad. And I hope he does. Yeah, I hate Khabib, the fucking ugly twat. It does my head in.
He's good, but...
He's a beaut, lad. He's a fucking bully. I don't like them. You know what I mean? He's a big bully and cunt, lad.
I think them Dagestanis are just... tough fuckers though, lad.
Yeah,
like,
they are.
They're like tough bastards, lad. It's like the
it's
Polish.
Funny, all the black Dagestanis over here now who are trying to put accents on. Oh, yes. Oh, fuck off, lad. You were born in Wigan, you little bum. You know what I mean?
But it's true though, like, I think with him, no matter what is he, 27 and
28 and I think he is now after he beat Poirier.
Which is, lad, it's a
ridiculous record.
Ridiculous record. But I don't know whether he'll stay on top. But lad, there's always someone.
Yeah, there is.
There's always someone else comes, lad, along. Like, no matter what, like, even like he could get older and then someone comes along. There's always gonna be someone who comes along.
Yeah, there is.
Changes everything. But Tony Ferguson's a tough fight.
There he is. People are calling Khabib the best ever now, though, and it's nah.
It's like this conversation that I had with Jits the other day. By the way, we've got a mate, John Miles, who trains in the gym. He disagrees with everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
Everything.
Nah, no. Everything you'll say, nah. It's always... And then he will go off on one to the point where you're like, lad, I didn't even fucking say that.
Yeah, why are you fuming, lad? He's like, no, you're fuming. We're like, no, what are you on about? We're not fuming. No, you're fuming. Like,
he said Tyson Fury's the greatest heavyweight of all time, which I said to him, say that when he's ended his career. Like, he's still in his career now. He could go and lose 10 on the trot, which is true. Yeah, he's achieved great things. But he was talking about, like, the greatest British boxer, lad, Lennox Lewis. And then people go, well, Lennox Lewis, Canadian. But he lived here till he was 12. It's like me moving out of Brighton and going to New York when I was 12. And I go, oh yeah, I'm from fucking New York. You're not. You're from Brighton.
You're not from New York, are you?
It's true.
Yeah, it is.
Lennox Lewis is the greatest. But then you say Calzaghe, don't you?
No, I hate Calzaghe.
You say
Calzaghe's pony.
Who was it?
I think that's it. Jit saying Calzaghe. I think Calzaghe's overrated. Everyone he beat was past the best.
There's loads, but like
people say Hatton, lad, but no. I like Ricky Hatton, but he got flatlined by the 2 people.
Yeah.
Know what I mean?
I think you can't call yourself a great if you are... Yeah, obviously you can be a great if you've lost, but if you're losing like the way Hatton did, that's not like Mayweather, yeah, is a great. Pacquiao's a great, but like the way he lost, you can't consider him like a fucking...
No.
He's probably one of the Britain's greatest boxers.
Lad, even though he never fought the best competition, I'd say Prince Naseem's up there.
Yeah, but Nas was mad, lad. Nas was a showman, lad. People like Nas, but like Nas is like you, lad. You either like him or you don't. Hate him.
One or the other.
Like it's one or the other. Yeah. It's exactly like you, lad.
Yeah.
Like people either love you or absolutely hate you. But that's what I like about you. I'd rather someone. It's like with me, lad. Lad, I remember being somewhere and I heard Fagan saying, you know what I love about that, Chris? You just get what you're given, and I'd rather that. I'd walk into a room.
Yeah,
I remember sitting at a table with my bird, going, we were eating a scran, and this fucking posh couple was sitting next to us, lad, and we were like, I was like, they kept looking over, lad, and it was like, they obviously, like, they thought we were low class, and I said to her, don't ever fucking change how you are for anyone. Like, if they think we're scumbags, let them think we're scumbags.
Yeah, of course.
That's what that's the way it is. That's what I like about the way we are, lad. lad, if you don't like me, you don't like
Lad,
me, I don't
mad
give
the
a
way you
fuck.
say that, because something happened similar to that when I went out with my bird a few months ago. Well, it was for my birthday, lad. We went to Fazenda for my birthday.
People were looking down on you.
Lad, I'm sitting there and we've walked past, and lad, I swear to God, my bird had one of them, like, just like a dress like that on.
Yeah.
And fucking, they were foreign, like, they were Polish or something. And we've walked past, and lad, one of them's like looked at my bird and went, as if she had nothing on. She's sitting there like that, so I've ended up sitting there, you know what I'm like, lad. Like, I was sitting
Once
here.
he gets something in his head, that's it. It's over.
I was sitting here, my bird was sitting there, and like, we're in Fazenda where it goes up, they had the end, so like, the fella was sitting there, the woman was sitting there, and like, the ma was sitting there, and like, I've just went, what? And lad, I just sat there, staring like that. And just like kept staring and wanted them to say something, but they never said nothing, you know what I mean? I hope I made them feel uncomfortable as they made me bird feel.
Yeah, but they've
you know
made you feel uncomfortable.
I know,
but
that's what
like,
I mean.
That's what I hate. Like, people try to, like, as we were saying about like kids whose man have got though, people try and be someone that they're not. Like, why? Like, if you think I'm a scumbag in this restaurant, I've obviously got enough dough to eat in this restaurant. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here. Doesn't matter what job I do, what I am, what I'm this. I'm eating in the same restaurant as you. Just because I look different to you and I haven't got a fucking suit on or something.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. That's why I say, like, the way we are, we're, like, my mates either like us or we hate us, because we say shit that people won't say.
Yeah.
It's true. Rimmer says it all the time. The worst things about me and him is we say shit, our mouths get us into trouble.
Yeah,
And
because
we won't ever change, though.
I'll never change. I
I'll
don't
never
give a
change.
fuck. I don't care, lad. When it gets to, even then I've got like millions of followers on my Insta, I'll still put on there what is my views, because it's my fucking Instagram.
That's it, though, lad. Nowadays, though, you can't have a view on anything because everyone's like, oh, you can't say that, you can't say this, like, this is that, you're being racist, you're being this, like, and you're like, you're sitting back and you're like, I haven't even fucking said nothing.
Yeah.
Like, I've just said what I feel like. It's not bad views, it's my view.
Yeah.
And like nowadays, you look at it and like, you think of the stuff that gets said and people are like, oh, that Me Too movement and all that, and you're like, 10 years ago, people were saying whatever the fuck they wanted.
Yeah.
And now, 10 years later, you can't even say one word and everyone's like, oh, he's this, he's that. But you're just saying what you feel like. It's true, innit?
You can't say nothing now, lad, or like, literally, people can't say nothing, lad. Like, no matter what you say, someone will find a bad way to twist it and put it in a different way, especially the media. The media will, like, take a fucking 6-paragraph letter and they'll put it down, they'll put a headline of 6 words and it'll just be like, cunt says that he's going to chop his head off.
And lad, it's like a completely different story. Do you know what I was reading about the other day?
That clickbait, lad.
It's clickbait. Do you know remember when them Tottenham riots years ago?
Yeah.
That Mark Duggan who got killed by the plot. When they put his picture in the paper, they put his picture in the paper, like half of a picture, lad, and it made him look like he was like some sort of like big time gangster, lad, the picture that he was doing. But the full picture is him at someone's grave. But the way the media have twisted it, it made him look like a bad rat.
Yeah.
But that's what they do. It's like, lad, I look at the paper now. I'm not even going to name the paper, but you probably know the paper in our city. I'll just say it, the Echo. The stuff they put up, there was something about Peppa Pig on the front page of the Echo, and I was thinking, you spent 5 years in university to write about Peppa Pig. You know what I mean? It's true, innit?
It is. That Echo is a load of shite. That Echo is terrible, lad.
But
as you know, the other week, I got put in it for proposing to me bird. Yeah, I just got lashed on the Echo website.
But you know what, though, like,
bird.
and you know what, by the way, the Echo, that news, you put down, he was from Tube. It literally broke me out when I seen that. You know, like, I even like Steve-O messaged me.
The amount of people who screenshotted that, I reckon I got that, sent that to me over 20 times. Lad, the answer, what screenshot was like, lad, Tube.
Bad. But I was like, Steve-O from Bayard, David Stevenson. I was messaging him and was like, lad, he's got a tattoo of L14 on his ass. And he was speaking to him and I was like, lad, you didn't get L14 on your ass, lad, to be told you're from Tube. It's true, though, innit? It's fucking true, lad.
Sick, lad.
But I think nowadays, all you've got to write about is crime, lad. That's the only thing in this city now, it's just crime.
But all stuff like that, they're trying to scare you as well, lad. Like this coronavirus shit, oh my God, this is burning my head out, you know.
But with that coronavirus, lad, like, if you're going to get it, you're going to... Lad, like, another thing The flu kills like 50 odd thousand people.
Yeah, the flu and a common cold kills more people than this coronavirus, but everyone's, ooh, coronavirus, let's go and fucking stock up in the shelves. Fuck off. Seen in Australia, you can't buy toilet roll.
Lad, in my head, I'm thinking to myself, but they're just, everyone's stockpiling.
Yeah, why are you stockpiling? What's the point?
But that's just like weird fucking, what are they, like, them people who think it's gonna end and all that.
Lad.
That's just not for me. I'm like, in my head, I think, if it's coming to an end, it's coming to a fucking end.
Yeah, it's one of them.
I won't be here to be asked. Do you know what I mean?
I'd just be gutted that it happened before me fight, because I'll be fucking still on rations and not eating decent food. You know what I mean? If the world ends tomorrow, I'll be fucking fuming just because I've got an empty stomach.
But, lad, just some of the shit that you read, like, people put stuff in you, like, why you're asked? Like, I was thinking about this the other week. Like, it was like, I was watching Joe Rogan and he was talking about flat earth and is the earth round? And I was like, I don't give a fuck if the earth's round or flat. I still get out my van of a morning. It might be flat, the earth, but I just still walk the exact same way, lad. Like, nothing changes, I don't think to myself.
I just, lad, the thing with that flat earth shit is anyone that, lad, you can clearly see from, like, astronauts that fly out into space that the earth is round.
But, lad, why is anyone asked? Who gives a fuck?
I know.
Like, why is anyone asked if the earth's flat?
That's just people who like arguing, innit? People who like argue and end up saying, oh, it's flat, and all, and you have a back and forth.
Okay, for
just
example,
like I mentioned to you before, that fella saying that dinosaurs never existed.
Yeah, but another thing, though, if the earth was flat, what's changing for us, lad? We've lived on it for 20 odd years anyway.
Yeah.
If we found out it was flat tomorrow, it's fucking flat. Who gives a fuck? You know what I mean?
The only thing that I always think with that, lad, if the earth was flat, someone would have fucking fell off.
Yeah.
You would have got to the end of it.
But then, lad, I don't even know. I don't even want to get into it, but isn't there like fucking... Who's the sailor lad who fucking went round the world or something? What's his name? Oh, lad, do you know what? I don't know. What's his name? Fuck him anyway. Fuck him, yeah. He's a lying little cunt. Yeah. It's round.
No one's fell off the earth, so it's not flat. Fuck off.
But it's true though, lad. It doesn't change anything.
It doesn't. But here, lad, and you've got to make the most of it. It's that simple. Other things aren't lucky enough to fucking people, you know what I mean?
No,
lad, some fucking living things become slugs and plants, lad. We're humans, lad.
There's a lot worse things to worry about in the world than
if it's flat, if it's round,
if
dinosaurs exist
every day.
Yeah.
Fucking, that should be the shit that's getting sorted, not fucking sitting in yours, fucking smoking a joint, thinking, that YouTube video told me it's flat. It's flat. Who gives a fuck? It's true, lad.
It is.
It's true. Can I ask my questions to you,
Oh, well, do you want to ask me questions?
I want to ask you questions because I've saved this. Okay, the biggest question I want to ask you, and I was talking to Rimmer about this the other day.
Role reversal.
Okay, in the next 5 years, what are your goals? Like, where do you see yourself now in 5 years' time from now? Like, especially from being like a champion so young. So you'll be 20, we'll be 30 in 5 years.
Yeah.
So where do you see yourself?
I'll be signed by the end of this year, easy.
Yeah, I see that. But what's the goal with the career now?
Lads, as you know, I've always said it, to be the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. Yeah. Even though you've got high standards to go to, if you're doing MMA and you don't want to do that, you're in the wrong game.
Yeah.
If you're just here to make up the numbers, lad, you're in the wrong game. You're here to get
So what's
hit.
nice to see with you now, lad, like, okay, probably when you first got injured or the year after, it was like, is he going to come back from this? Is he going to, like, not even from the injury, from, like, how you felt? I was thinking, does he want this anymore? And then, lad, to see how, like, you was that last camp, and I know that kid, whatever, fucked up, but to see how you trained for that and what you became, it was like the 051 all over again from the start. From like, it was like you were replenished, lad. You were ready to go again, and it's nice to see. Like, it's like what Fury, where Fury fell off and then came back. Like, it's nice to see someone's come back. Like, and I know you haven't fought yet, but even just the build up to these fights, like, I know that pulled on and then you've carried on, but it's nice to see how you went from, yeah, maybe like it was like in your head, this might be the end, this, or am I going to be the same? I'm going to be this. But it was nice to see like how you transitioned back into it, because you can tell you fell back in love with it. And I know you moan, but he always moans. He moans about
anything, lad. That's just me.
I do think, like, it's good to see, but then, like, I think a hungry you, like, even with that back fight, you should never have fought that fight.
No, we shouldn't have.
He is the prime example of a fighter who needs to be saved from himself. Like, he would fight until it's like Wilder with Wilder was like, I'll die.
I said
He
this
would.
after it. I
He
said that.
it. I said about it. I was like, Wilder is one of them who needs saving, and he said, lad, I'm the same. I'd die from it.
I
He's
would.
the exact same.
Rather than someone throw the towel in, I'd rather sit there and get my head punched fucking
But
in.
that's the person that you are. But then,
Like I always say it, lad, that back fight, lad, I'll never forget getting
didn't
the wires.
you get tested and your testosterone level was like 0?
Yes, that was the NAD fight.
Was
My
it?
testosterone levels were, and if I would have lost another 0.1 kilo, I would have had kidney failure.
It's mad though, isn't it?
Know what I mean? But like with the back one, lad, it was just, I'll never forget getting the wires took out of my hand 6 weeks before, or 5 weeks before.
Lad, you were training with the thing on.
I know I was training with one hand, but lad, I was training.
But that's just a prime example of you being adamant of,
I'm doing it.
I'm doing this
Yeah.
and no one's stopping me. Like, no one could have said anything to him to stop him from doing that fight. Which,
Where now, I've grew up,
Yeah.
and he can, because if I still had that same mindset, lad, I would have fought Giannetti, even though he was at £9
lad,
heavier.
that's what I mean. Like,
I still wanted to, but Paul and Graham both, so my
But
manager and my coach both said, it's just not worth the risk for your career.
no, it's not. Because, lad, imagine you went into that, and lad, in my head, I think you would have beat him.
I know I would have beat him anyway, but
imagine
imagine he would have lied on top of me for 3 rounds and
then
used that
after
£9.
you're thinking in your head,
Why
I
did I
shouldn't have
do
took
that?
that fight.
Yeah.
And it's right, Rimmer and Graham have give you the right advice there, whereas there's probably shit coaches out there who go, yeah, just take that,
Yeah,
just take
it.
that.
Yeah.
But that's where, again, you need saving from yourself. Like that fella with Wilder's coach, lad, this is my belief, you probably think different. Lad, he should have threw that towel and he was getting battered.
Yeah.
He was getting swatted everywhere, and then he's getting shit. But if he would have died that night,
It would have been insane again.
he would have went, why didn't you throw the fucking towel in? Do
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Or the ref would have been getting shit. It's the same. It's people need saving from themselves. But getting back to that, what do you feel like is the goal still to be a UFC champion?
Yeah.
That's a
Still, always will be, know what I mean? And then to be a champion and defender. It's that simple. In 5 years, lad, everyone is going to know who Paddy The Baddy is.
yeah. That's a
Because
good thing.
people
No?
still now don't, like, people don't even know who Paddy Pimblett is. Know what I mean? Like,
That's another thing.
I am
with
just
you.
Paddy The Baddy. And in 5 years, most people in the UK are on me now. Some people
Yeah,
in
no.
Europe are. I do get random messages from people from Australia and mad stuff like that. But in 5 years' time, everyone who's going to know who I am,
Yeah,
lad.
but that's a good thing. That's a good goal to have instead of just being like, I just want to fight, and then I'm like, I might win, I might not. But you've got a goal set there. That's what you need. You need goals,
Yeah.
otherwise.
I'm going to land there and just be telling everyone, like, the proper scouse has landed. Wages want me.
That's the best thing about you. Like, yeah, obviously, when you won the title, yeah, you might have fucking felt different. But from now, since from you were kids to now, there's no changing them. There's no like, for me, okay, so like people see him as Paddy the Baddy, I just see him as Paddy. If he was cleaning toilets for a living, he'd still be
be
me
the same
mate.
person,
He'd
yeah.
still be me mate and still be the same person, whereas other people see him different, and I know full well he hasn't changed as a person. Whereas, you see, lad, I've seen these amateur fighters now, they've won a few fights and they're thinking that they're fucking Rocky Balboa, lad,
I
or
know.
like they've made it and living in mansions. You're living in your Mars and you're still fighting amateur. Like, let's see how you're doing in the pros before you start thinking you're fucking someone
Mayweather.
special, Mayweather. But there's loads of them, lad, now. They're not even earning money, they're earning ticket commission. Like, and they're talking like they're fucking, like they're gonna be world champions. Yeah, it's good to have a goal, but like, you're making out like you're something that you're not.
Yeah,
Whereas
you're making
you've
out
never,
you're so far ahead.
You've never, like, do you know what it is with you? Everything you've said has happened. Yeah, you've lost. You never said, I'm going to lose. But you said you were going to be a world champion. You was. You've said all of this, lad. Do you know what I mean? And you've made it happen. It's true, innit?
Yeah, it is. And I'm just going to continue to do that, lad. I'm not going to take a step back. I'm just going to keep going forward. Obviously, that, like I've spoken about before, when I did lose the back and then everything was going against me, lad, and I thought, like, the amount of time I had to sit out, I got depressed, everything got to me, know what I mean? But
it's gone to.
I know, but then you come out the other side and you feel like a stronger person, lad, and, like, that's where I'm at now. Before I fought back, I was a child. Now I'm a man.
Me and our kid spoke about this. Me and our Andrew was like, your maturity's different. You're a man. Whereas you was a kid then, and like, yeah, like...
It's mad, innit? Because I was 23, 22 then, and I thought, I know fucking everything. I'm I'm the man.
The
Know what I
daddy.
mean? Yeah,
I'm the daddy.
I'm the boy, lad. And then it's 2 years down the line, and I'm like, what? I didn't have a clue what I was going on about.
But that's life lesson though, innit? Like, even with me, lad, 2 years ago with me, I was a completely different person. Lad, when Glenn died, my life changed completely. Like, I was either go this way or go that way, and lad, that way that I was going on was a fucking bad way. Like, but you learn from shit like that. Same with you, with losing that fight. Lad, your maturity level's different. Like, you used to be like, oh, fuck it, I'll do this, I'll do that. You weren't asked. You didn't, like, yeah, for example, when you won the title, you didn't live the life.
No, I didn't.
You didn't, did you?
No.
But then that just shows, like, how talented you are. But then people think, like, still now, you're a young man because you've been fighting since 10 years ago or 9 years ago. People see you as like, oh yeah, he's done this and that's happened now, but lad, you could be fighting for another 10 years. Do you know what I mean? More.
Look at your Romero, lad.
That's what I mean. Yeah, but
yeah,
he's on that Cuban sauce, lad, isn't he? That poverty, he's just starved him, so he's like hungry for success.
He's just ready whenever.
But, lad, they're built different. But it's true, like, people see, like, your achievements there, and then they think, well, he's been fighting 9 years, blah, blah. That's done that soon. But, lad, you'll be fighting for 20 years because you've been fighting since you were so young. You're not, like, it's like Randy Couture was, like, 32 when he started, lad. You started when you were
first fighting, I was 16.
16, you know what I mean? Which means, how old was you when you were pro? 18?
17.
17-year-old pro. Like, nowadays you don't see that because they're all getting held back and whatever. But now, he was put into the deep end. But then, you still have people going slating you when you've been, lad, you're a veteran and you're 24 years of age. 25?
Yeah.
25?
25.
25. How can, like, people slate you for that?
Because they can't help themselves, can they, lad? People just like to talk shit about anyone, lad.
But it will never end, no either. But then that's even sweeter when, like,
when you do win, when you do shut people up, lad. That's one of my, like, know what, like, it used to be for me. Winning was to shut the doubters up, but now it's more like I like winning to prove me love is right.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I mean?
Lad, by the way, I'm the quote man. There's an actual quote about that, like, don't do it for the haters, do it for the people that have always believed in you.
Yeah, that have always believed in you. Don't
true,
do it for
lad,
the people
because
who fucking...
when you start doing it for the haters, when you do eventually lose, you're like, told you. Do you know what I mean? But when you do it for, even when you lose, the people that believe in you, when you lose, do you still believe in you? Lad, it's true. It is really true. That's why you need a good core of people around you in sports like MMA and boxing and that.
That's what I was saying before, lad. I'm glad I never went to UFC, because if I went to UFC and then, like, I didn't have me tight-knit group around me like I've got now.
Oh, yeah,
like, if I would have had that then, I would have been in the UFC, went 1 and 2 or something and got caught.
Yeah.
Know what I mean? Just
because you was living the
party lifestyle.
Yeah, the party lifestyle. But that then again, no, lad, you was living the party lifestyle, but you was a kid. Like, it's allowed. You was a young man, lad. Like, they're the worst. Like, people who have been like, shit, lad, you were sheltered from partying for a few years when you were 16 because you were fighting. Then 16 to what? Yeah, you did go places, but you wasn't partying, like, when you...
Yeah.
And then when you get to 21 and or 20 and your mates are going out and you're like, I'm missing out here, and then you start to rebel against the sport that you love. But that's like a good thing that's probably happened, because if you would have it's like Jones, lad, it catches up.
Yeah, it does in the end.
You can't get away from it. Like, you can't just do that forever because you will get found out.
Yeah.
It's true, lad, isn't it?
It is.
But that's probably a life lesson that's...
It's going to hold me in good stead for years to come.
Yeah, of course, because you've aged well off it. Whereas now, you know that you can't do that, lad, because it affects everything, lad. It affects your cardio, affects... It's everything,
everything, lad.
But I can just... I know it. There's no champion now, is there?
Lightweight champion now.
He's gone, hasn't he?
Yeah, Jai Herbert's gone.
So they're doing it in...
No, I reckon if I would have beat you, if Giannetti would have fucking turned up and made weight, and I would have beat him, well, I know I would have beat him. Then this fight probably would have been a title fight.
Yeah.
But I never ended up fighting. And the like Mason Jones is fighting that Italian dude or Spanish or Italian dude who turned me down.
That's
so
a good
he
fight
wins.
though, you versus Mason Jones.
Yeah, it is. But we're both signed by the same management. So I don't know.
Happen?
The only way it will happen if it's for the belt.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
it
I
would.
can see, like, obviously management doesn't want that. Don't want two fighters for their own thing.
Of course not.
So I can see.
But then what's the other option?
If I get a quick finish on this, I can see myself getting signed, to be honest, lad.
And that's a good thing, no?
Yeah, it is. I've always said I want to get that belt before I go, but now I'm just sick of dickheads asking me when you go in the UFC. Why aren't you in the UFC?
By the way, though, you've actually been offered twice, haven't you?
Twice, and said no twice.
And he said no.
And people think you lie about it. Why the fuck would I lie about it? Just look like a dickhead.
But, like, why wouldn't he? Like, at that time when they offered you, why wouldn't he want you? Because you're a massive draw. Like, people don't get it. The amount of tickets that he sells, it's fucking ridiculous. Like, there's lads in Liverpool who have fought longer than him and don't even sell, not even a percent of what he sells. Like, they probably sell 20 tickets to mates. I probably sell more tickets for fucking grappling shows.
Fest than you do than some of them
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Like, lad, ticket fights in London, lad. I sold 150 tickets to the last one. And I'll be selling that for this one.
And it's away.
I know, it's in
London.
Away. On a Friday night.
Just
where
think
people
of,
have got
like,
to take a day off work.
When it's at
Saturday.
home, when you was main event at the Echo, just think of the amount of tickets that got sold.
I know, mad. I was looking through my thing the other day and I seen pictures. Like, they wanted to get... lad, did you see them pictures when I went in with the dough?
Nah.
They must have had about $7,000 on me.
That's what I mean.
And
But
like,
that's just off your sales.
yeah, that's just off me.
People
and like,
are buying them online.
Dolly and that wanted this Dolly. Like, I had to get pictures with it like that. Big
Holding that
bundles of
cash.
dough because they were like, yeah, we want you to get pictures with that. Know what I mean?
But just think how many have bought it from the online. People who don't know you, people who didn't know to get tickets off you. It wasn't just like... That's why I say all the time, people don't realise what you've done to the sport. And I'll say this right now, if this looks like I'm licking his ass, I'm fucking not, because I would never lick anyone's ass. Like, I'm speaking facts here. Like, he made it bigger. This scene in Liverpool is big because of him. I'm not asked when anyone says you could say Till's a big draw. He is a massive draw. But you was blew up before Till. Yeah, I know you're not on UFC level, but in the city, you blew up in the city before Till.
Yeah.
100%. And people
A
don't...
lot of people didn't know what MMA was in this city, lad.
People don't give you respect for it, though, as well. That's pissed me off.
It's one of them, lad. When I'm there, lad, Till be forgotten about. So I'm not too arsed.
It will be coming, though, definitely.
It is. I know it's
But
coming,
I would
lad.
like you to see you get that belt again.
I would. Because, like I said, it just... The back fight still pisses me off because I know I shouldn't have done it now. But the fact that I was one hand away from finishing it. Like, if I would have had the other arm underneath...
Lad, I have
would have
never...
choked.
Okay, I'm a black belt in jits. I'm not licking my own ass here either. I have never seen a choke so deep and someone sitting it that long. Like,
I haven't.
If I was in that choke, kid, I'm a kip in like 3 seconds. Like, I don't know. Yeah, he might have got drifted in and out, but swear to God,
I think he
unless
did
his
half
arms have gone brittle or something,
Yeah.
because he's had my neck. It chokes, you know what I
it
mean?
does. He went limping that a few times, but obviously he never stopped fighting, so it's one of them you've got to crack on. But it just kills me to this day that if I would have had the other arm underneath, he would have won a kip, lad.
Yeah,
that
but
hand.
that's like... I've had people in leg locks in sub-only fights that I've lost, and I've been like, imagine if a
I know,
fucking would have done that.
exactly.
But we never did, we? Like, for you though, lad, yeah, when we go back to like when we was young, if you would have said to me 15 years ago, he is going to be a world champion in MMA, I would have laughed in your face, because the kid he was back then is not the person that he is now. It's true, isn't it? Like, he is not that person. He's like...
It was like that.
Like this, not even that, the attitude that he has, he was just you're like a little rat, with.
Just used to love throwing bricks.
But maybe that's lad. And by the way, is Luke used to fucking batter him.
Yeah.
That's probably made you tough as
I
well.
know. Brother who's 5.5 years older than me, obviously everyone knows what it's like.
Now, like, used to beat the shit out of him, though.
Yeah,
He did, didn't he?
we'd have scraps and like I'd hit him and then that was it, he'd fucking muffed me
But-
in a big way.
It's mad to see where, like, even me, lad, like jits and that. I never thought that I'd be doing jits as like thing, yo, like as my thing. Lad, people probably know me as doing jiu-jitsu now. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas 10 years ago, lad, I was just fucking
Doing an apprenticeship,
fucking sticking my head down the bogs, which I still do now, and it's fucking horrible. But like, I didn't expect to be where I was. And, like, but you know what though? Paul doesn't get enough credit for all of that. Like,
no, he doesn't, lad.
Like, it drives me mad, lad. Like, now I see there's loads of good gyms in the city, which there is, and yeah, they've got some homegrown fighters, but a lot of the fighters now from other gyms are like people who have been brought in from other gyms. But Rim has got kids who have been there from like 12 and 13 who are coming through.
I'm a prime example of that, lad. I went when I was 15.
Example.
Fishy.
That's what I mean, fishy. There's loads, lad. Even like the younger ones now, like Funk and all them. They've been there since they were young. But then, like, people doesn't give him credit. Like, he flies completely on the radar, and it's strange for me, lad. Like, I don't
understand that what the coaches in the city get, like, bigged up the way they do.
Not even just in the city, lad. In this country, get bigged up to the point where they're like, everyone thinks they're God, and then Rim's just like, he's done this, he's got these fighters, but lad, he's got UFC fighters. He's had people in ADCC. He's had people in Polaris, all these big shows, Grapple Fest, or even
multiple cage warriors, world champions.
Multiple cage, not even just MMA fighters. Like, that's the thing. Like, you've got to remember, we've got some of the top grapplers in the country, and then some of the top grapplers in, some of the top fighters in MMA. But lad, it's like two different sports. It is, and I know jiu-jitsu links into.
No, it links in, but it's completely different.
It's completely different. So you got to imagine, he's growing a group of killers in MMA, but he's also separately growing a group of killers who are just grapplers, and like.
Because we've got like obviously all the MMA lads, we train more of a morning, don't we, lad?
Yeah.
Because we're there full time, and then there's major jiu-jitsu cats in of a night.
That's what I'm saying, lad. But like, that style of jiu-jitsu for MMA isn't the style that like.
No, I always think it when I'm rolling with some people. Just think, just if I could fucking throw a diggy, you know.
But then, like, why doesn't he not get no credit for none of that? I don't know. I don't understand. Like, how can you hide? Like, people shy away from the fact that he's created these people and these people, and it's true. Like, the people, like, our top grapplers in our gym, like just the jits guys. I know full well we are some of the best in the country. We are 100%. And then the MMA fighters are the best in the country. We've got people in the UFC, cage warriors champions, but then people are just like, oh, it's Paul, you know what I mean? He's done this, he's done that. But they should be saying, like, even the seminar thing.
Yeah.
I was like, why are you getting some like purple belt who's fucking did a few ear looks to some kid who's just as shit as him? But he looks like he's shit hot. That's why with me, lad, I always face the tough guys, because I don't give a fuck if I lose. I'd rather face the tough ones than smoke a load of crabs and look like I'm shit. But why aren't they messaging Rimmer and saying, let's do a seminar? Because, lad, you'd learn 50 times more and what would stick with you than what fucking Jimbo.
Yeah, Jimbo.
What Jimbo would fucking teach you off what he's learned off him. You know what I mean?
Mad, lad. People just look past the fact he's a second-degree black belt. And
lad, it's not even just the jiu-jitsu, man. Like, sometimes, lad, when I lose the plot. Like, in my head, I think this is it, it's over. And I've one phone call with him. And, yeah, lad, me and Paddy probably, we do argue with Rimmer at times and whatever. But I think in, like, a combat gym, or like when you're a group of men all the time, you're gonna argue differences. Yeah. But the stuff that he says to me, and then I come away from it and I'm like, wow, that's just completely changed my mindset off just one phone call. Whereas I could speak to 50 different
lad,
people.
He's done that to me before, lad, where I've fucking been thinking of our shit in a bad way, and then like he speaks to you for 10 minutes and you're like, oh,
it's right though.
Yeah, I know what you're saying now.
But that's like where it comes more than just a
coach relationship.
Like, in our gym, the relationship's different. It's not like, I've been to other gyms and yeah, they're close and that, but it's more like a family. And you've got to remember,
I say it all the time,
60 people, 70 people on the mat tonight. We're a massive gym, bad. Like, we are a big gym. We're probably for members, we are one of the biggest
in the city.
Biggest in the city.
Yeah,
we're
easy
members,
in the city.
Easy, but
maybe
in, like,
in the country, lad, because that mat, lad, sometimes, like, just look at King of the Mat. Last King of the Mat had 130 people there.
That's what I mean, and that's just members in
the
gym. But then you think to yourself, like, gyms like that become sort of like, you could walk in and like, I don't know him. when you walk into our gym, maybe not him because he doesn't fucking know anyone.
No, I'm terrible
He's
with names,
terrible,
me. Like,
doesn't know anyone.
yeah, I'm terrible
I've
with
had
names.
kids come up to me and go, "I'm Paddy's mate," and then I've gone over to Paddy and went, "Oh lad, your mate was speaking to me the other day," and he goes, "Lad, I don't know who that is."
Yeah, I don't know who you're on about, lad, to be honest. You need full names for me, or like, I'm terrible with names, I'm good with faces.
But
I know people's faces.
when there's that many members in a gym, like, yeah, I'm going to use SPG Ireland as a massive, and Rob, I spoke to Rob about it, Chinese Rob, who's our mate.
Yeah.
I spoke to Rob about it and he was like, you just go in there and it's like fucking, you're just going to like exercise for less, you don't know anyone, whereas there's still 70 members in our gym, but everyone speaks to each other. It's true, and like, it's not come this, even though like there's that many members and it is scary, it might become that, but it's that close knit. It's never happened, has it?
I know, it's like, people look at it like, I hate the viewpoint from people like, it's your job. You shouldn't look at it like it's anything more than that, because you're just making yourself better, not anyone else. It's all about you. No, it's not.
It's not.
It's about him. It's about me coach. It's about everyone else. Like, if you go into it with that sort of mindset, you're a dog.
Yeah.
Know what I mean?
And then even there though, lad, like, say you go in with that mindset of, it's making me better. If you're just looking to make you better, these other people aren't going to get any better. Like, you just need to come together as one and get better together. Otherwise, you'll have one good person who's smashing everyone's head in. And then all these other kids are like, I'm not doing well.
Yeah,
yet.
what's going on here? How come he's getting better
than I'm not? And then that's where people
not?
quit. People quit because they're like, why is he better than me? And we're training the same amount of time, or I've trained more, but he's getting all
the attention and that.
That's the thing with us though. I think now, with our gym, back in the 051 days, it was just Paul. Like,
yeah,
we were small. We had the, like, what, 20, 30 on the mat.
Yeah.
And it was small, and Paul was all you needed. Now there's like a ridiculous amount of knowledge from all different people now.
Yeah.
Like, that
I
helps.
always say this, like, that's another thing. Like, there's Paul, and he'll always be our head coach and that, but Ellis, lad.
Yeah, his mind's
like,
ridiculous. His mind is ridiculous.
The stuff that he just comes up with in his head, lad, and when it comes to getting on the mat, he just, like, he was a fighter, but lad, you can understand why he's like fighting to become a coach, because he's that good of a coach.
Lad, he was doing something with Walesy the other day, and he went to me, come over, lad, and have a look at this. And he did it, and it was like this X-guard entry into a leg lock, which won't mean nothing to half of you, but to us it does. And he did it. I was thinking after it, lad, how the fuck is his mind on that when he's teaching people MMA full time? How's he like?
I was even thinking of it, because, like, as you said, everything's different. Jits,
that's
wrestling,
like jits.
boxing,
That's jits for jits.
That's jits for jits.
Do you know what I mean?
And
how
like,
was his head on
lad,
that?
Whenever I need to know something, lad, and like I can't speak to Paul, he is my go-to, lad. If it's nutrition, if it's cutting weight, if it's anything to do with fucking fighting.
He's wise beyond his years, though.
He is,
like, he's what, 29?
28, I think.
28.
He is, yeah.
But he's got the mind of like a retired world champion.
Yeah.
Who's like 40 odd.
It's crazy, lad.
And he's another one who doesn't get a lot of credit, lad.
Doesn't get a lot of credit at all, lad. Know what I mean?
But then,
even like, you look at Sai as well. Some of the fighters were Sai's coached in the past, and he
doesn't
still
get no credit.
Doesn't get no credit.
No credit at all. But then, you always tend to find that as well. Like, I always see that, like, these people who have coached these kids when they're young, and then the kids leave them, goes with someone else, they're like, that person who they've gone with when they're 19 years of age, they already know how to fight. They might have made a few adjustments. They're the ones who made them shit.
They're the main ones that's just
not
lad,
it's even
not
like
the one that was there from the start.
Exactly.
That's why, like, people always say to me, "Oh, would you ever move and go and live?" No, why would I leave the person and the people who have got me where I am?
Yeah.
To go and start a new life somewhere else and be in a different gym. No, I wouldn't do that.
People have said it to me before about, do you reckon you should move to America? And I'm like, why?
I know.
Because Americans are better wrestlers than us. Like,
that's about it.
That's about it. You could just go and, if you felt that strong about wrestling and moving to America, there's plenty of Iranians, fucking Dagestanis that you could say, yeah, come and coach me wrestling.
There is.
And you're just going to get that off. Because these Iranians and all that, they're killers.
Yeah, they are.
You could just get one of them, like Mo, for example.
Yeah,
like,
good lad.
Why pick up ship and move to America? Because whatever, we lack wrestling because we're English. When there's people who have lived that life from whenever, and move them in. Like, you could have them as your coach. Like, there's no point. He can teach you what this American fella's teaching over there. It's
exactly.
true, innit? But then everyone thinks, I need
just
to go
like
to
I was watching some of the fucking build-up to Adesanya Romero, and Adesanya has got a heavy American wrestler in there doing stuff with them.
Yeah, but he has not to move.
He's got him to New
Zealand's
Zealand.
a prime example of, like, all of them starting from scratch. Like, they're not just all going, picking up shit. Like, all them New Zealanders, they could pick up shit and go to America.
Yeah,
but
if they
they've all
wanted
stuck
to.
together.
Yeah.
Lad, have you seen the team now? That
Yeah.
Volkanovski,
Adesanya, Hooker.
all of them, lad. And, like, you think they're from scratch. But that's, like, a similar with Paul. They're all from scratch. But he, like...
Even some of the fighters that Paul's coached and then he went somewhere else and got in the UFC after one fight, it's horrible. You know what I mean?
But then you never get credit for that, though. But then... That's life, though. Like, it's like me going plumbing. I'm a plumber. And then going, oh, fucking off, I'm going to another firm here.
Yeah.
And then working for another firm. And then I do well at that other firm. That's just life. It is what it is. But the person I am, I will always remember. Even if I'd fell out with Paul. Do you know what I mean? I'd always remember.
Yeah. Goes without saying. But I know what I did want to touch on before, just before we finish. I just want to touch on. Lad, can you remember years ago, you know the way you mentioned Preki?
Yeah.
Can you remember when I came to your school?
Yeah, my favourite time ever.
Me and Chris were in different schools. Like, I was in Carolina, he was in Prescott School, and we had different half terms, didn't we?
Yeah,
so my school
different.
was off when his wasn't. And I was just by ours, bored one day, and he just went to him, oh, I'll come up to your school. Only come up to his school, didn't I? What was
Remember
it?
that
IT?
teacher give you the work, didn't he?
Yeah.
You were sitting there like, what the fuck?
I went in the IT class, didn't I? I was sitting in an IT class with no tie, and his fellow was like, where's your tie? I was like, oh, I lost it, you know, mate. He's like, oh, yeah, blah, blah. And then he was like, sign in. I forgot me login details.
Yeah, by the way, he was like this big,
yeah,
and everyone was massive. Like you could visibly see that
you're 2 school years older than me,
yeah,
aren't you?
You could visibly see he was not in our year.
And then, lad, I never forget, I went to the toilet, didn't I? And I had to like message you and say, lad, bring me bag and that out. And then, lad, the next day I got on the school bus with you and everything. Went to school with you.
Lad, you did the full. It was like the full. You did a few days.
Did a few days, yeah. But then, and I'll never forget it. On the last day, I went to jump on PE with you, didn't I?
And they were like, what?
And they were like, nah, we've heard about you. The PE teacher was like, we've heard about you. And we were like, what? He was like, yeah, you can't get involved. We've heard about you coming into the school for the week.
Lad, you must have did a full week.
I think it was me and Paddy Parker sitting on the side, lad, where he didn't have his kit.
You must have done a full week. Because then,
I
lad, I remember you on dinner, lad, with like a little fucking chicken wrap, lad, or something. Lad, that must be. How old are you? How old are you?
That's at least 12 years ago, 13 years ago.
13 years ago, easy.
And I just come into your school.
Do you know what, though, the memories that we've got?
I know.
Lad, there's like memories that we obviously can't fucking talk about. Not like because they're that bad, but like...
Lad, I always think of the farm. There was a field by ours, what we called the farm.
Fucking wrecked now with
yeah,
houses.
all madness used to be. Us used to do all mad shit on there.
Fires.
I've had fights with some of my best mates on there years ago.
Lad,
you know what I mean?
He's had so many fights that I've been there for.
Lad, and now it's just an housing estate.
Lad, and the houses are worth about fucking 300 grand. And
I
we
know.
used to go in there and smoke little skinny rocky joints when we was kids.
Like, what? It's just mad, lad, and you look at it now.
Yeah, lad, even like the area... Lad, like, to be fair, I was in the boozer the other month, and there's a boozer by ours called the Robian, and I don't ever go, but I was there, and last year I went down, and there was no one round the shops, lad, and it was like, fucking hell, it's mad the way by ours has changed, and lad, I went back, like, about 3 months ago, and there was kids outside the shop, and I was like... Lad, that's fucking, more like that was me, yeah. That when I was a kid, lad, I loved it.
Because we was always about round them ways.
In the flats.
In the flats.
Used to get into the flats with all like JP, Steve-O, Gary Ezzy and all them.
And then just stand there.
Stand there, not do nothing. But lad, that was just our life.
Yeah.
We'd smash a few windows, stand in the fucking,
in the flats, lad.
Plodd'd probably come, we'd run. And then come back an hour later. That was life, wasn't it?
It was, lad, and everything was so simple.
But no.
Oh, sick. No, what I asked people this on the last few, and no, what I was gonna get the rest of the card up, but there's only one fight I'm asked about, lad. Adesanya versus Romero. Who are you going for?
I've said this personally. I'm gonna say Adesanya. To me, I don't think Romero deserves the shot. Laddie's lost 2 on the trot.
I think he does though. Because that fight he lost against Costa was like, could have went either way.
Do you know who deserves that fight?
Who?
Cannonier.
Oh, Karen, yeah.
He deserves that fight.
He's injured though, isn't he?
He is now.
That's what I mean.
Before it, he deserved that fight.
Like, that fight went finalised then though, was it, when he got injured? Nah, that fight went finalised.
Who else is in that division?
I'm saying Romero. Like, I want Romero to win. He deserves to become the champion.
I think Adesanya might, but just because of like Romero's story, like coming from Cuba and like what they've been through, and for the fact, lad, he's fucking 40 odd.
Yeah, he's a beast, lad.
He's a beast, lad, and he is probably one of my favourite fighters to watch in the UFC.
He is. It's just anything can happen at any time.
But
He's that explosive.
Adesanya's like is the one. Like, he is the one.
Like, I'll be honest, I doubted him against Whittaker because like Whittaker.
No, I fully thought Whittaker was going to smash his head.
I did. I thought Whittaker was going to do him, lad. I doubted him, and then he proved me wrong. And I don't want to go with Romero because I don't want Adesanya to prove me wrong again. But I like Romero that much, and I think he deserves it. Joanna vs Zhang.
I hate her. Zhang's going to win by coronavirus infection.
Joanna was putting all this shit up, weren't she? She was calling Joanna a racist.
To be fair, Vinci sent me that picture and I was like, lad, that's a bit heavy. You know?
And she'd put it up, hadn't she? Lad, heavy. Anyway, we'll have to love yous and leave yous there. Christopher, it's been an absolute pleasure.
I could chat shit forever, by the way.
Well, yeah, in the next few weeks I'm looking to get I want to get Vinci on, I want to get Ellis on, and then after we've had a little bit, I want to get all of us on. Because that would be a good little bit of chat. The
face off.
Yeah, a few of us just sitting here talking wham. That'd be brilliant. Anyway, see you later.